Hey folks, as always, I wonder if we're live. Let's see, are we live yet? That is always, every day, the constant lingering question. Are we live or not? Are we live or not? I think we are live actually. Looks like we are. Great! Welcome to another episode of the immensely popular YouTube show Grumpy Middle-Aged Man Walking in the Rain. Today I'm taking you on a walk through some anonymous streets that are not really remarkable in any way in Kawasaki. Some of my regular fans, apparently those people do exist. Some of my regular fans might recognize this little walk because I walked here many times before. It's close to where I live, but on the Kawasaki side of the Tama River. So let's see. Right now the rain is actually not that bad. So who knows, if it stays like this, I might even last a little bit longer than I did yesterday. We already got a little bit of water on the lens though, which is, as I said yesterday, it's kind of how I feel because I have some drops of water in my face. So I'm not gonna wipe off the water from the lens because I think it adds to the realism of what it feels to actually do this walk right now. But no, it's not as bad as yesterday, thankfully, but I'm sure that will change. I'm sure it will be raining heavily in 5 minutes and my feet will get all wet. But yeah, that's part of the fun, isn't it? I hope you're all doing great. Already over 100 people watching. Wow, look at this overgrown plot of land. Even though this is in a boring part of Kawasaki, piece of land is probably worth quite a lot. Seems brighter outside. Yeah, maybe marginally brighter. Marginally. For those of you who don't know, Kawasaki is not just the name of a brand of motorbikes, it's also the name of a pretty big city that is bordering Tokyo. It's just south of Tokyo, so basically 5 minutes to the north from here, which is this direction. There's a bridge, and if you cross that bridge you are in Tokyo. You're in Tamagawa, the area where I always walk. But today I will take a little walk along these streets, which I have walked many times before on this channel, but not since coming back to Japan. So it's gonna be nice to see if there are any changes to this area. Let's see. Let's see. And I think I will end this walk somewhere around Mizanokuchi station. And I'm carrying my laptop and everything, so I will try to find a nice little coffee shop and sit down and work there for a while after this little live stream. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Down here, there's a little river on this side. Look at these crows trying to find something to eat in the trash. And of course, it's my responsibility to bring you a weather report. It's currently 13 degrees here in Tokyo. So 3 days ago I was walking in 30 degrees sunshine. Today I'm walking in rain and 13 degrees. That's autumn. Hey Claudia, good to see you. Yes, we've definitely been here before. I walked here many times, and actually one of my most popular videos on my channel, strangely enough, is a rainy night walk in this area. Some of you might have seen that. Okay, now there's some water in the middle of the lens. That's a bit annoying. Let's see if I can Ah, that was easy. Easy enough. If it's in the fringe of the frame, I don't mind that much, but if it's in the middle, it's a little bit too annoying. Terrible weather again, absolutely. It's gonna be a little bit better the coming days, but then it's gonna rain a lot next week again, so I don't know. I really hope I can continue my mega walk to Takao soon, but yeah. If the weather is like this, I'm not so tempted, because just getting to the starting point takes me like an hour from where I live. So when I do it, I want to make sure that I can walk for a relatively long time, at least like 2 hours minimum. But yeah, in this kind of weather, I'm not so tempted to do that. And I also think that it's not that enjoyable to watch either, especially for those long walks. Like when I get to the outskirts, it's so nice when the weather is good. You have blue skies and a little bit of autumn colors, but now you just get this boring filter of 50 shades of gray, which yeah, makes it look a little bit less interesting. But at least there's some colorful toilets over there. That's something. Yeah, I think this time of the year, like when the seasons are changing, it can often be rainy for a while. But then once we get into full-blown autumn, it's usually not too rainy, from what I can remember. Anyway. At least it's not windy. Yesterday was really windy, and that made it much more miserable actually. Today it doesn't feel nearly as miserable as yesterday. Where's Yari? Yeah, good question. Actually, one kind of interesting thing about this area is that there's lots and lots of small like neighborhood factories around here. I think it mostly used to be industrial area, but then it's getting more and more residential now. I don't know if like this is exactly my dream location to build a house, but yeah, I guess if you like those small scale industrial facilities, this place might not be too bad. And there's a golf driving range. Some brave souls practicing their driving skills here on the range. I can hear the sounds of golf balls being hit. Is this? I wonder if this is. Yeah, this is probably someone's home. Very neatly decorated for Halloween. Cute. A very, very humble little home. I wonder if this is someone's home too. Like, actually, some old Japanese houses are really more like, I don't know, like shacks rather than proper homes. It's kind of interesting. I guess there might still be someone living here, yeah. I think judging from the look of the houses around here, you can probably tell that this neighborhood is not particularly wealthy. Well, of course, on the other side of the river, Takotamagawa is a kind of upper middle class or upper class area, but this side, Kawasaki, is very much working class. By the way, I'm just throwing this out there. Oh, wait. I'm just throwing this out there, but do I know anyone from Hong Kong who is planning to visit Tokyo soon? If so, I would appreciate if you could send me a message, an email or a message on Twitter or Instagram. Garfield, thank you, thank you. Speaking about Hong Kong, right? Yeah, you are in Hong Kong, but I'm not sure if you're planning to come to Tokyo anytime soon. The reason why I'm asking is because it's part of my quest to get an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Ideally, I would like to get the Hong Kong version. There are some shops selling the Hong Kong version here, but it's like 50% more expensive than the Japanese one. And I'm far too stingy to pay those kind of money for a phone which is already insanely expensive. Okay, Garfield, maybe when the iPhone 15 comes out, then I can ask you to provide one for me if you're coming to Japan next year. Is the Hong Kong iPhone better? Well, the Hong Kong version has 2 physical SIM slots, and then also, like, if you buy the Japanese version, you can't switch off the shutter sound on the camera because of stupid things here in Japan. So I would, for those 2 reasons, it would be kind of nicer to have the Hong Kong version. How have you found the Osmo 6? Oh, it's nice. I like it. I like it. I mean, it's not like a huge difference from my previous gimbal, the OM4, but it's a bit smaller and lighter, and it does also feels a little bit more steady. Maybe because my Osmo 4 had been used so much throughout. I think I had that thing for basically 2 years since I started streaming. So I guess the motors in these things eventually wear out. Yes, you have indeed seen this before, and you have indeed seen this face before too. I walked here many times. Yeah, anyone else traveling to Japan via Hong Kong? That works too, I guess. Not sure how easy it is to get hold of an iPhone in Hong Kong right now though. I think many Hong Kong people will visit Japan soon. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Absolutely. Let's see. Shall we use this camera for a while? Pink jeans today. Sorry, I don't have any pink jeans. Maybe I should get a pair. Rest Group is another one from Hong Kong in this channel. Oh, I see. I didn't know that he's from Hong Kong, he or she. But good to know. Good to know. Soon I will reach this nice little canal, which I will follow down towards Mizonokuchi station. I think today's stream will be slightly longer than yesterday's, but not by a ton, because walking in the rain is, after all, not one of my favorite activities. Hello Katrina, thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. And hello Tyler's son. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you enjoy watching this rainy walk. More Halloween decorations. Mates, hello Explorer, thank you for all your videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And thank you for joining me on this miserable morning. Let's see, I think I can cross here without getting killed. We just passed 200 viewers. Wonderful. Thank you. All 200 people walking with me in the rain. Feels good to know that I have at least some virtual friends with me. Hello Iken, thank you so much. I have an iPhone 11 Pro. How much better does the 14 Pro appear to be for photography and videos? I think it's a pretty big step up. I think the jump from 11 to 12 Pro Max is already a pretty big step up, because that's when they switched to the bigger sensors. And then in the 13, those bigger sensors were available even in the regular phone, not just the Pro models. And 14 is supposed to be even better. So I think it's gonna be a pretty big jump actually. Daniel, my friend who walked with me the other day, he switched from the 12 Pro Max to the 14 Pro Max. And he said that was a massive jump, like he really noticed that. So yeah, it should be even bigger obviously. So I'm pretty sure that you will be pleased with the photo quality if you make that upgrade. So now I'm kind of not really sure where to walk. I have two options, and as always when I'm not sure about things and I have some options, I usually let my viewers decide. So one route is to follow this little river here. Let me switch to wide. Little river here. Let me show you. I can walk along this little river, which will eventually take me to Mizonokuchi station. Or I could walk up this hill and walk on the other side of this mountain, where there's also some nice views and lots of residential areas. So let's vote. River or hill? Hill or river? River or hill? Hill or river? River or hill? 2. I think 2 means hill, right? Hill, hill, hill. Okay, hill. Definitely 1. Overwhelmingly. So let's do the hillside route. Back in the clay. Oh, look. Big bird. Yeah. I think we're live. Yeah. Back in the clay. I think we are. Let's hill. Nice little bamboo forest here. It's very lush and green. It's actually quite nice. I don't mind this weather too much. I think I need to rename this stream because now it says miserable morning walk, but it's actually not miserable. Yesterday was miserable because of the wind, but this is not so miserable. It's borderline miserable. Super hat isn't available in Pakistan. That's too bad. I would want the super hat. So, super hats are the best hat. Kirei ne. Hana kirei ne. My daughter loves to say that things are kirei. Kirei means beautiful in Japanese. She loves flowers. So she often says, Hana kirei ne. Hill is not the most enjoyable thing I've done today so far though, but I guess it's good exercise. I know you meant chat, dark side. Thanks for watching anyway, super chat or no super chat, thank you. Soon we'll reach a little point where we actually have a bit of a nice view, but I think today's weather will make sure that we can't see that much. But otherwise you can actually see Tokyo Skytree and a few other Tokyo landmarks from this hill here. Jenny, you posted a link to a shop that has pink jeans for men. Thank you. I will check out that link and see if it's something that I think would be suitable for me. So yeah, from here Let's see as it opens up here. Yeah, we can't really see much at all. When the weather is clear, we can see many famous Tokyo landmarks. But now this is the high rise next to Yoga Station. We can barely see that one. Everything else is just obscured by the rain. Is it worth living in Japan? Well, that's a very it's a question impossible to answer on a generic level. For me, Japan has been a very nice place to live. Otherwise I wouldn't have stayed here for, what is it now, 13, 14 years. And in many ways I think it's an amazing place to live. It's safe, it's cheap, has the best food in the world, and people are generally nice and kind. But there's also certain downsides to living here. So yeah, it really depends on your preferences and what you think is important in life. But for me, Japan has been very nice. Daniel and Yuka, good morning. Morning. Okay, so now we crossed the hill. Now we're on the other side and about to head back down again. The view from here is quite nice too, but yeah, nothing looks really nice in this weather. How long did you learn to speak Japanese like a native? I don't speak Japanese like a native. I speak Japanese like a 10-year-old maybe. But I went to school for a year, full-time studies, and then I've studied some online courses as well, and tons of self-studies. So difficult to say exactly how long it took, but it's an ongoing process and something that you probably will never feel completely done with, because Japanese is difficult. $250 people watching this somewhat half miserable raining morning walk on boring streets in Kawasaki. And I've been walking for half an hour and I'm still quite far from Mizunokuchi station, where I think today's walk will end, so we're at least for sure looking at a longer walk today than yesterday. Do you think in 5 years I will learn Japanese and speak like a native? If you study full-time for 5 years, I think you will be on a pretty high level. But if you don't study on full-time basis, then I think it will be very hard. Depends on how much you study, really. I don't think I've ever rated this playground. I passed here many times, but I don't think I've ever given it a sadness rating. So let's do that. In this weather, of course, it looks pretty sad. Oh, thank you for the coffee money. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is probably, I mean, the tiger is kind of cute, but other than that, slide, it's just mud or gravel. Not the most inspiring surrounding. I would say sadness rating 3.5 or 4 out of 5. 5 is of course the ultimate sad playground. What a nice video quality. Thank you. Yeah, I've bumped up the, or actually it's more like the streaming software that I used has gotten better and allows me to stream in higher quality than before. So good to hear that comes across to my viewers as well, that you can see the difference. It's very nice. I love Japan. In 2 years I'm going to live in Spain for 5 years. Then I'm going to Japan to live there permanently. I see, yeah. The thing is, if you come to Japan and if you start studying Japanese, I think after a year or so, I think it's difficult to keep the motivation. No matter how motivated you are when you start studying Japanese, if you're doing it for a long time, you will sooner or later start to struggle with motivation. At least that's what happened to me. So yeah, it's easy to say that you're gonna study for 5 years, but in reality, yeah, if you actually manage to do that, it's a different story. Soon coming up to a bridge with a nice view, and whenever I do this walk I tend to take the thumbnail shot there, so I guess I'll just do the same today. Do you know any foreign doctors come to Japan? Do they get a work visa? I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of non-Japanese doctors in Japan, because I think you are, like, there's mainly two reasons why I think so. One is that in order to work as a doctor in Japan, you must have like flawless Japanese ability, and also salaries in Japan are not so high. So I think if you are a doctor looking for work, there might be other countries where you can earn more. I'm not sure exactly about doctor salaries in Japan though. They might be decent. So I'm just guessing. But during my 12-13 years here, the only non-Japanese doctor that I've ever come across that I can remember was a Korean lady who was an eye doctor that I met when my daughter had some eye infection. So yeah. A bit of a wonder. Thank you for stopping by. Wow, we're almost at 300 viewers. That's crazy on a boring rainy stream like today. Did not expect that many viewers, but thank you all. Now we're actually pretty close to Tsudayama station on the JR Nambu line, but I'm not gonna take that train. So here's a nice view. I can just became a member. Thank you. That's a good time to point out that the reason why this channel keeps staying alive and I'm still able to take you on walks like this so often is because of the support that I get from my viewers. So members like Iken, of course all my Patreon supporters, and also people who donate through the super chat. You are the real stars who keep this channel running. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for making me able to take you on these walks and at least earning a little bit of financial compensation for the time it takes me. I really appreciate that. Let's take this little side street instead. Those of you who know me knows that I'm not a big fan of big streets. And I'm not a big fan of cars in general. It's Friday today, so as I mentioned earlier, I am thinking about doing Patreon only live streams a little bit more often than before. I'm not 100% sure, but if the rain stops tonight, I might do a little Patreon only beer drinking stream near the river or something like that. It's not a promise though, but it would be nice if I can. So let's see. As soon as I know, I will of course post on my Patreon page, so make sure that you have email notifications on or whatever you need in order to make sure that you get those messages, because it might come with a somewhat short notice. This temple here is quite nice. It's a big cemetery too, but now they're apparently doing some maintenance work here. And I feel a little bit too lazy to climb. Maybe we can go up and have a little look here. Why not? Look, this is gorgeous. A lonely cone at the end of the stairs. Your English is perfect as Japanese. Well, first of all, I'm not Japanese, and but thank you. And I don't think my English is perfect. I still make mistakes from time to time. But thank you. So yeah, quite a nice little temple here. And behind this there's also a big cemetery with a nice view. Is the camera mounted on your shoulder? No, it's not. I'm holding it in my hand. It's on a gimbal. I don't like shoulder mounted cameras. I prefer to have more control than that, since I care a lot about framing and composition. Soon we will reach the bridge where I've had quite a few beer breaks during the years. But as this is a morning walk, I will not have a beer. And I don't even think I will have a coffee, because after this stream I will go to some cafe and have a coffee there. Starting to get a little bit cold, and this rain is slowly getting closer and closer to my skin. But I think we have another 20 minutes or so until I reach Mizanokuchi, so we're looking at a 1 hour stream in total. Not bad for a rainy, miserable morning walk like today. Kickboxing. Other than English and Japanese, what other language do you speak? I speak Swedish, which is my native language, and I also speak a tiny bit of German. I used to live in Germany, and 15 years ago I was quite fluent in German, but since leaving that country I haven't used it at all, and I started studying Japanese, and that kind of pushed out my German knowledge from my brain. So these days my German is very, very poor. Your arm must be sore after a while. No, it's such a light setup. And also I switch. I usually hold it in my right arm, but whenever I get a little bit tired or if I need my right hand or something else, I just switch to the left. But I mean, the gimbal is like 200 grams and the phone is like 200 grams, so it's not really heavy. Morning, Yari. Oh, we just passed 300 viewers. Great. Thanks for joining. Thanks, everybody. 300 viewers and I think 3 super chats. So a super chat ratio of 1%. That's a pretty poor ratio, I have to say. あれ、日本に戻ってこれたんですね。そうです、そうです。また日本にいます。2週間前ぐらい戻ってきました。This is the bridge where I had beers, like homeless people do. Oh, but even though I walked here so many times, I don't think I've ever seen this. But this might very well be the ultimate sad playground. I've never even noticed that there is a playground here. But this is so depressing. This is so depressing. Look at this. This is definitely a 5 out of 5 when it comes to sad playgrounds. Ah, thank you, Brad, and thank you, Choco-chan. お帰りなさい。今日は寒いですね。熱いコーヒー飲んでね。ありがとうございます。Wow. Yeah, definitely the ultimate sad playground. I would almost rate this 6 out of 5. Like, what kind of parent would take their kids to a swing under a highway? Like, that is truly depressing. It is, of course, it is sheltered from the elements, but still, like, no. This makes me very sad as a parent to see that people think that this is okay, that this is a healthy and sound environment for kids to play in. That is depressing. Looks like a prison yard. Yeah, I kind of agree. Would want to be under there during an earthquake. Yeah, that would not be very safe, I think. I don't know how stable and reliable those highway constructions are these days, but I remember from the big earthquake in Kobe, the Hanshin earthquake back in '95, I believe, there was some pretty famous photos of elevated highways which had fallen down. Going to Hokkaido or Japan Sea. I currently have no plans to neither Hokkaido or the Japan Sea in the pipeline. Sorry. Are slowly approaching Mizonokuchi over there. Loud guy here behind me. Let's wait until we pass. Do you find Tokyo in the rain to be charming? I like night Tokyo in the rain. I think that can be very visually interesting and quite beautiful. But daytime rainy Tokyo, no. In general, I would say daytime, like gray, cloudy days in Tokyo are a little bit depressing actually. Tokyo needs a blue sky in order to look good during the daytime. Because the city itself, in my opinion, is not particularly beautiful. Here's a nice little coffee stand where I think I did actually get a coffee once. I definitely want to sit inside when having a coffee. Here. This way. Through this little old Showa era market street which is still intact, and that makes me very happy. But knowing Japan, I think it's just a matter of time before they decide to tear down this entire block here. It's a bit of a gem. Oh, this I didn't really notice, but it's a little fruit and vegetable shop here. At night it's mostly like drinking establishments. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's very nice of you. This is also a potential thumbnail actually. I pass through here on some of my evening walks, and it's so much more beautiful at night. But it's nice at this time of the day too. But at night it can be very lively, quite loud. full of drunk people. You still record the route of these walks. Ah, I actually forgot about that, but I should do that. I should, yeah. I keep forgetting those things. I have a map that I share with my Patreon supporters where many of my maps, many of my walks are on that map. But since coming back to Japan, I completely forgot about it. So thanks for reminding me. I will try to start updating that again. Does T no longer have time for evening or night walks? Not so often, no. Unfortunately not. Because it's a nice little stand here. It's a cleaning shop. Cute. Because I work half-time for a Swedish company, and then I have a family. So usually, you know, I do these walks in the morning. In the afternoon I do my other work, and then in the evening, you know, I pick up my daughter and we have dinner, and I usually fall asleep before 9 o'clock these days because we put her to sleep so early, and I've just adjusted my own rhythm to that of my daughter. So I go to sleep at 9 and I usually wake up at 5 in the morning these days, which I kind of enjoy. It's a pretty comfortable rhythm. But I try to do evening walks when I can, of course. Ah, look. I think I've seen this on the... Actually, there's quite an interesting row of vending machines here. It's this... I don't even know how to pronounce this, but the sauce. Sriracha. Spicy garlic and tomato sauce. And then there's a ramen vending machine. And also gyoza vending machine. Interesting combo. So you can have a complete meal here. Ramen, spicy sauce, and some gyoza. So we reached Mizunokuchi station. Let me just take a little lap around the station area, and then I will wave goodbye to you on the pedestrian bridge over here. Hey, what's the best thing to remember when going to Japan? Is the train nice? Well, it sounds like you don't know much about Japan. Yes, Japan has probably the best trains in the entire world. Trains are amazing. Best way to get around. Sure. It's the best thing to remember. Hi. Oh. Hello. Be nice, respect the local culture, and don't expect people to speak English. Some advice that I would say. Sriracha is not very hot. I totally agree with that. It's not. Is sake good? I like sake, but it's a matter of preference. Some people don't like it, others do. What I would say about sake is, if you're trying it for the first time, go for something nice. My first experience with sake was with some students who gave me like the cheapest, most disgusting sake, and because of that bad experience, I didn't bother trying sake again for about 5 years because I thought I would hate it, which I did the first time. But then actually some people treated me to some nice sake, and I realized that it's super nice, super tasty, and also what should I say, like the variations of sake is quite big. These days I really like it. Hot sake or cold sake? I like both, but in the winter, in the colder months, right now, a hot sake would be very nice. But I wouldn't want to have hot sake in the summer. And I think cold sake goes better with food in general. Like if you have some nice sashimi, then yeah, I'm not sure if I would want to have hot sake with that. More like a cup of hot sake to start to kind of warm me up. But cold sake tastes better. Basically, the high quality sake is usually drunk cold. For the hot ones, you usually use a bit lower quality sake. Anyway, there's a nice little bridge here where I will wave goodbye to you. It's been an hour in the rain, 300 viewers. Better than expected. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure about the weekend, how much or if I will be able to stream, but if the weather is nice, I will do my best to do another episode of the mega walk to Takao. But otherwise, I will definitely be back on Monday, same time as usual. Time and temperature check. Okay, we did it at the beginning of the stream, but let's do it again here at the end of the stream. It's now 10:15 local time and 13 degrees, and my arms are a bit hairy. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you everybody. Thanks for joining me. I shall see you soon again. And as I said, maybe there's a tiny chance that I might try to do a little simple beer live stream for my Patreon supporters tonight. We'll see. Anyway, oh, thank you, Fungus. Thanks for the wet walk. Thank you. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye. Hej då. Auf Wiedersehen und mata ne.